Man, what's up, everyone? Since celebrities got tired of all these things that were developing, what's up, Dorian? Don't forget to hit the like button coming in. Chick sending me pictures. Oh man, tell you, man, it's crazy out here. Uh-oh, I can't get my bearings right. Dropping the phone. Well, don't forget to hit the like button. I almost got magical powers to do that from here, huh? Hit that like button coming through the door. Gayle King put out a controversial review. Well, I won't even say her. CBS put out a video on Instagram or whatever platform they had of a clip of an interview that she had upcoming with Lisa Leslie about Kobe Bryant. And based on the interview, it just turned into talking about Kobe's past in the 2003, accusations that he had and talking about how it marred his thing. And that just left a bad taste in people's mouth that, once again, once someone passes away, we're trying to bring up negative things about that person. And we've seen this done in different ways against African Americans for years. They try to downgrade us, and many of us don't even believe that this actually happened. So naturally, we would like to say he's not even here to defend himself. Let it go. We've seen them try to do this with Michael Jackson, and then they're just like wait for you to leave so you can't defend yourself anymore. Then here come the accusations. Here come all the drama. So naturally, they don't want you to go through this process. So all the grief, all the strife, and everything that comes along with it. Why do people wait till I go live to want to make me the most important person in the world? Calm down. So anyhow, where we were, here's where it gets interesting. And don't forget, like I said, hit the like button coming through the door. Here's where it's going to get interesting. All the celebrities came in and starts jumping down her throat over this Kobe Bryant thing. So it was affecting a lot of relationships she had built up. Unlike Oprah, Gayle is like Oprah, the B-level version. Oprah deals with the most exclusive clients. Gayle get access to some of them, but Gayle also is sent out to slum it where Oprah can't be. Oprah be like, it's a bunch of blacks over there I can't be associated with, but Gayle can go. That's how that works. So Gayle go moseying on over there and smooth, with the rest of the crowd that Oprah deems is not on her level. If that makes any sense. Now, anyhow, I have done this video on One Crack News about the whole Gayle King thing. For those who kept telling me, why did you do Gayle King? I've done Gayle King. Now, here's the main problem. Gayle comes out and blames CBS. She blames CBS for everything. What's up? She blames CBS for playing that tape. She blames CBS for everything. I know they're gonna flag me for putting guns on YouTube. Like, he's putting his gun there, he's loaded, 2 guns. So anyhow, they blame CBS for what they doing on the CBS morning show. She says CBS put that clip up there, but nobody's blaming CBS for what they did. You did this. You did the line of questioning. So she's like, "Oh no, what you missed was the way she shot it down, and her fiercest stare, like we're putting this to bed. That's what we were doing. People misunderstood the interview." So this was Gayle saying we're asking the question so that Lisa Leslie can end it, so no one else has to ask the question. That's why she's saying she was doing it that way. Do you believe that? Do you believe that? She must think we boo boo the fool. Gayle King must think we're boo boo the fool. See, unfortunately, I can't go as far as I want to go on this here. I'm gonna have to do it on Patreon because I will be flagged. They already messing with my monetization now. So on some of these, what she was doing was putting Lisa Leslie in a position to crucify somebody she called her friend based on accusations she knew nothing about. And she's an outsider looking in, just like anybody would be on YouTube. But because she was friends with Kobe, maybe she's seen some behavior that would line up with what had happened in Colorado. And when she tell you no, he's never been like that. And she's like, I got NBA friends like that would say doing that. And Kobe's never been that. If she was giving her the platform to do so, you wouldn't come back and tell her, yeah, but you wouldn't see it. You're like really close to him, so you wouldn't see it. How you gonna tell her what she would and wouldn't see? Because she didn't give you the answer that you were looking for, you have to reword the question and come right back and tell her how she wouldn't see it. That don't sound like somebody that's trying to shut something down. That sounds like somebody who finally getting to the point of what she wanted to do the interview for in the first place. Now we gonna get to this whole thing with CBS, and I'm not trying to get taken down here, so I'm gonna have to put it on Patreon. Don't worry, I might make it for all my Patreons, all levels, just so you would know. Or it might be the last 2 tiers. So last 2 tiers, you'll get it. Now CBS has Les Moonves on there. Now, if you know who Les Moonves is, he's the former president of CBS who was accused hardly. CBS had to settle out and pay him $100 million, keep all the details described. Connie Chong's husband. Nah, bro, I just can't go in the way I want to. Oh, Julie Chen. I'm sorry, not Connie Chong. Connie Chong's husband too has been accused. So they popped him off too. Now it's a little more than that. Over there, you got a little bit more freedom. As you can see, if you've been on Patreon already, you already a member. So this there's somebody that's talking. What's up, McNeil? Right, exactly. What's up, McNeil? We still holding on to that what's the name? That cryptocurrency. We still got that thing. When me and you, we all signed up, so we got stock in it. If that thing ever sell, that cryptocurrency ever sell, we all signed up for free. So we all got stock in it. Yeah, we still got it. As soon as something happen, and if they ever buy it out, we the first ones and we got in for free. We had to spend nothing. Yep, Roach too. I got a lot of shares in it. So if something ever happens with it, if it ever moves one day, boom, you know. Yep, the Q dollars. Yep, Lex, you signed up too. Yeah, Lex, you was doing a whole bunch of shady stuff. He's like, I got like 500,000 in the initial Q dollars. Yep, Tony 2 times. Yeah, all y'all signed up. We got people in there. Right. So imagine if it sells like Bitcoin or does somebody come out and buy it. We rolling. All of us, we gonna take a trip together. We gonna be gone. People gonna be like, man, Cino paid all his doggone subscribers. They rolling. He's like, I don't even remember my login password. I, I haven't logged in too, but I'm gonna do it today because we talking about it now. But here's the thing: when the president of CBS is in trouble and going through everything, she was the main one advocating. They gotta show us the details. We need transparency. We might quit the show if they don't tell us about our boss. Les Moonves was her friend. His wife, Julie Chan, they were friends. And it goes deeper than that. They're friends with all of these people who have been accused of all of these different things and those who hadn't been accused, who a lot of people know. And they're getting settlement deals and payouts of how much? 100 million, 120. He gave up what? 34 million in 2018. And he made 12 million plus got $100 million settlement. He was making 69 million a year for being one of the best paid executives in media. And just saying it's a cloud of sexual misconduct coming from dozens of women. He forfeited the $34 million in stock. It took 8%, it took another 8 million in stock benefits granted to him and a pay package. So he ended up walking away with $100 million easy. Now, here's the thing. Why did CBS only air the part about Kobe Bryant and her when they were talking about? Yeah, why did they only air that part? They chose to do that. CBS chose to air because it's a two-part video on social media that got people just upset. Oh, Stanley, what's up? I see you. Yeah, I did the video on Patreon. That's only for VIP members only about Suge Knight, what he told Puffy, everything. That video's out. So anyhow, they asked all of these different things about the Colorado situation. Why no one actually talks about what really happened in Colorado? That's what bothers me. What's up, Chris? How's Kel? Um, I don't know. You might have to check with Kel. The case was dropped because they wanted to settle. Once Kobe, once Kobe said he's done, that's that. Now they saying that it was a challenge, and CBS has responded back to Gayle King when she threw them under the bus. She was like, "It's been said that his legacy is complicated. Complicated? Is it complicated for you as a woman, as a WNBA player? Why would it be complicated for her? Just because she said his it's been said that his legacy is complicated. By whom? Now she said no, it's not. And all her dealings with him, she never knew him to be that kind of person that would do something like that and be that aggressive in that way. Then she said, but Lisa, you wouldn't see it though. As his friend, you wouldn't see it. Wow. And she's like blaming CBS for the whole thing. CBS, you guys shown that one clip, took away the nuance of the interview and made me look bad. Unbeknownst to me, my network put up a clip from a very wide-ranging interview. She was told it was totally out of context, and when you see it that way, it's very jarring. I've been advised to say nothing, just let it go. People will drag you, people will troll you. It will be over in a couple of days. But that's not good enough for me because I really want people to understand what happened here. Well, what happened, Gail? So CBS decided to come out and make a statement and says, an excerpt was posted that did not reflect the nature and tone of the full interview. We are addressing the internal process that led to this, and changes has already been made. Changes have already been made. That's what they're saying. Now, according to Gayle, Gayle said it was very powerful when she looked at me in the eyes as a member of the media and said, it is time for the media to leave it alone and back off. Adding that she posted follow-up questions which were included in the clip CBS released just to draw out further thoughts. Now, I'm going to tell you what happened. Gayle got mad at CBS, called Oprah, and they made something happen. But CBS has not been known for a place to handle these situations the way it's supposed to. CBS has not been handling the situations the way they're supposed to. There are a lot of people that worked at CBS who were female, who went through a lot of changes with the network and felt they wasn't treated fairly, and have filed lawsuits that have all been quieted. We all saw what happened with Judge Judy, who's finna retire now after 4 years of legally battles with CBS. Yep, you're right. I gotta tell you, it's all. I'm gonna explain all of it on the Patreon. Their story cannot even be told here. You will find out why on the Patreon. When I do it on Patreon, you'll understand why it had to be done there and couldn't be done here. I'm giving you the best way I can dancing around it. But believe me, when you see it on there, you won't say, "Oh, this is just a money grab." No, 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 no. You'll go, I see why you. I understand why you said it had to be here. Can't do it here. Unfortunately, the way the tropes are, you cannot do that here. On my Patreon, I expose that what you call the Illuminati. I showed you who they were. I showed you the people that run the world. You saw that. And that's from entry level on. That's just entry level. I put that for all Patreons to see, because all you guys do is cry about that over and over again. So I said, let me at least show them exactly who are the people that are running the world and show them what it actually looks like and how small you really are in this world. Next, I will tell you a name that the world will never tell you. The one person that sits in the head seat. The head seat. Who runs the entire world. The rest of the names, no one knows. You know what I'm going to do for you as a favor? I'm going to go on my Patreon right now. And I'll let you listen to the audio. Hey, babe. Why she do that to me? Woo, these Instagram models are something, ain't they? Now, what I'm going to do is something special. You're going to get a special treat. If I can ever find it. Okay. All right, there it is. It just had to load up. I gave y'all some personal things, and now we're going to get into some of the real. Okay, here we go. These are the people that run the world, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to let you listen to it.
Well, the Bilderberg Group, an invitation-only meeting of the world's most powerful people, is taking place in Switzerland. But just what the political insiders, media moguls, and industry magnates will actually discuss remains top secret. As RT's Laura Emmett reports, there's outrage that the fate of the world could be decided behind closed doors.
This great big hotel that you can see on the hill behind me is the Hotel Souvretta in St. in Switzerland, and it's there that for the next couple of days, around about 150 of the world's most powerful people will be meeting behind closed doors to discuss whatever they like. It's the Bilderberg Group again, of course. It's the invitation-only gathering of the world's most influential people. Attendees in the past have included kings and presidents, captains of industry, and heads of the world's most powerful corporations. There's no media coverage of the Bilderberg Group at all. Nothing, not even a list of people who will be in attendance. There's no publicised agenda. No press releases are released either during the course of the event or at the end, despite some fairly high-level media moguls going to Bilderberg every single year. But there are dedicated Bilderberg watchers, and one of them is a man called Jim Tucker. He says that the Arab Spring will be a main topic of the discussion here. He says that the Bilderbergers are looking to create and engineer and mastermind a bloody war in the Middle East in order to protect the interests of Israel. They'll be looking to prolong that, but they will be worried, he says, because there's increasing opposition to the war in Libya in US Congress, so that will be worrying them. Another thing that they'll be talking about, he says, is Dominique Strauss-Kahn. According to Jim Tucker and many other Bilderberg watchers, it is the Bilderberg Group who will decide who the future head of the IMF will be. So we'll be looking in the coming weeks and months for any sort of information about that in the news agenda.
So, as you can see, what was important there is that there's no media coverage, never on them. There's nothing ever going to be reported about them in any newspaper in the world. They're never going to get, you could be somebody and talk about it on the internet, but that is as far as you're going to get. Now, like I said, that's on the Patreon. So you have other things on there in detail. I might put Dancing Dennis on the Patreon. Yeah, but like I told you, the whole thing, this whole big ball of what's happening, I can only explain that on Patreon with the Oprah, Gayle, all of these things, these moving parts that you're wondering is so confusing as to why they're doing this. We can really get in there and do it. Dancing Dennis. You still getting sales, Dennis? I was just looking at your video the other day. Oh, you got to make more videos. As soon as you get a new video, Dennis, put it out. Who is Oprah Bosses? We'll get into that we'll get into that in the Patreon. We'll get into I'll explain all of this to you, and then you'll understand it more clearly. So on that note, let me get to doing that, because while it's fresh on my mind, I need to make that now and get that out so that people will understand it, and we'll get it all in full. You'll understand once that video is done on Patreon, you will understand why it had to be done on Patreon. You won't question it at all. There ain't no drag out for no money bag or nothing like that. This could only be told in its truest form only on something that, yeah, it can only be done. Explain the levels of the Patreon. Well, the first Patreon, you get things like polls and you get blog news, some news that's public. I make for all the Patreons to get. But when things get into more broader details, like more videos and things like that, some go to all access and VIP. when something gets really X-rated or really big that we talk about, those are going over to exclusive VIP. That means they got to get it. No one else. It has to only go there. Can't go nowhere else. So on that note, you guys can hit up my Cash App. Carcino, the name on the Cash App. Thank you guys for coming through, and we're checking out.